Hi, everybody. My name is Claire Norman, and I'm the captain for Team Zen. The SpeakUp5k is right around the corner, and I'd like to share with members of my team a little bit of yoga for runners. If you're planning to walk the 5K, these stretches and positions can help you move with more ease, have your mobility be a little more natural to your gait. I happen to be a yoga teacher besides my role at the Cameron K. Gallagher Foundation. I'm also the proud owner of Agnes, who may join us in part of our stretches. I come to you today in my real life in running clothes to just demonstrate that you don't need special outfits or the perfect setup to get the most out of some really good yoga dash stretches for just better and good movement. So I'm going to do this in one take just to also show you that there's no perfect, it's all practice. And bear with me as I'm just gonna roll with it and share with you some of the things I've known in the 10 plus years that I've been teaching yoga, and gosh, the 30 years that I've been running, and in the last 7 years, 8 years now, triathlon. So these are things I do myself and I really believe in, and I'm really happy to share with you. So before we get ourselves ready to go on an actual training run or walk, or maybe just before race itself, there's some things we can do. There's some important characteristics of a healthy run. And those characteristics include some flexible and open hamstrings. It also includes some flexibility and mobility in the chest and shoulder area to just bring ease about your gait. Also strengthen the core, and around the hips is very helpful to having those legs turn over at whatever speed, protecting your low back. So this is as much beneficial to your posture today as it will be for continued healthy running. So it might smell like a yoga class because I'm going to do a little yoga, but I like to make sure people know this is not an intimidating routine. It's really just good stretches for really, really good posture. So Agnes and I are glad you're here. So mobility in the neck. When we're out running or walking, we scan the area, we know what's around us, we're careful what's in front, being mindful not to trip on items or obstacles in the way. And the best way to do that is to have great range of motion in the neck. So as you sit or stand in this position, you would inhale deeply, exhale, let the shoulders fall away from your ears. And then next, you're going to inhale and then exhale, floating your chin over one of your shoulders. Not so much that the shoulders get in on the act. This is just about the neck, only as far as you can go. And then exhale here. Inhale through midline, exhale to reset. Inhale again. You can move the chin slowly over the opposite shoulder. Careful to lift the chest so it floats right above the belly button. And don't hold your breath here. It's just important that we inhale, exhale on the movement. And here we just kind of test what stretch we have in the neck. So from here, inhale back to midline, exhale down. So chin to chest. Nice little stretch here. Take your time. Maybe you're going to feel some little micro openings across the base of the neck and the shoulders. And then we'll come back to neutral. And from here, take a moment and just look up. We keep the spine straight and let the head hang heavy. Excellent. Back to center. Very careful not to be dizzy as we move the head kind of around the neck area. So one hand will go right next to one of your hips. We'll lift up out of the waist and stretch simply to one side. So we're opening up through the ribs here. So your both sits bones, both hips nicely stable in your mat or the floor, wherever you are. And you can do this part standing for sure. So looking for a little flexibility in the upper body. So one more time, we inhale, chin over the shoulder, exhale, relax, keeping the nice lift. Inhale all the way over to the other side, no need to stop. Exhale, relax the shoulders, tummy strong. And we're inhaling back to center, chin to chest. Nice stretch through the neck, back of the neck, and then careful lifting the chin to neutral. And then start with the eyebrows. Look up, head goes back. And we're back in neutral. So very good. We're going to make our way to standing now, whatever way feels comfortable to you. Again, you can do that little sequence of chin and movement from a standing position. So here we are. Just make sure your feet are right under your hips. So that's an anatomy thing. We've got hips, knees, and ankles stacked right over the other. So that way we protect our joints and we just kind of hold ourselves efficiently. Really quick mention about our posture. So a neutral spine is the best way to begin, and go about our start. And how do we cultivate sort of a neutral spine? We have to fire up the legs a little in a standing position. Shoulders are floating right over the waist. Yeah, shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And it takes a little low tummy strength to hold a neutral spine. So I'm giving you that clue and awareness that we can build a neutral spine all day long while we're in the grocery store. Anytime we find ourselves needing to stand, lining our joints up, ankles, knees, hips, and just kind of cultivate this sense of lifted and awareness. So here we go. From here, you're just going to reach your arms high above your head, biceps and ears line up just like this. Interlace the fingers and then reach up. I like to release an index finger. It kind of helps me go higher here. And we simply just lean to one side. So cultivating that same stretch we did seated. And again, looking for those neutral hips, those unmoving pelvis. So we kind of work on the lean left and right with a strong, stable low body, right? Because when we walk or run, we want the strength and the movement in the low body here, certainly, and all the core strength to keep us upright, but some flexibility. So some of those movements can help our gait maybe pick up a little pace here. So a nice reach up, interlace fingers, we go to one side and the other. I'm going to show you a couple of options. Again, this can be happening all day long, regular clothes, have your dog here, it's all good. But I'm going to walk this way. Pardon my Zoom skills here. We have our hands against the wall. We're going to stretch the hamstrings just by stepping away. Maybe if you're new to hamstring stretch, it's a great way to get started. Hands come right out from the shoulders, and we just hold here a minute. If it's a little much for you, you can start with your hands a little higher, and then always kind of stacking the joints, right? So at the lowest here, your hips and your chest are at a 90-degree angle, no more. And so we would hold there for a little stretch, watching the tummy strong to then just lift the chest up. So that's a great way to open the hamstrings. Important to have open hamstrings. And then here we might take a big breath and reach up. And then we reach forward here, bending all and stretching through the hamstrings. Bend at the hips, not the waist, the hips. And then if you need a little bend in the knees, take it. It's not a big deal. We just do what we can. Drop your head. And then as you hold a moment or two, maybe lift the hips a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. So great. Everybody would then bend both knees and reach back with one foot. So this runner's lunge is actually known in actual yoga. Runner's lunge, we hold it here. And so we just build it out and feel the alignment. Ankle just below the knee. Back leg is nice and strong. And so we have this runner's stretch, high lunge, heel up. And we just breathe into the position. If you're feeling frisky, you might want to lift your arms up. Maybe you reach them back. And maybe if you're feeling real frisky, we lift the torso up to a stretch, a little more strength requirement here. Excellent. And then we'll reach down. We'll drop the back knee here. Take the hips so they come right over that bent right back leg. And then maybe a little stretch, pulling the toes forward. If this is a bit much for you, you can come up. You can put a little strap around the foot and just come up all the way and just kind of play with what you can do to open the hamstring. And just staying here, always good to open those hamstrings. So we reach back to that lunge position. And then from here, the front leg, in this case my left leg, will meet the back in a plank position, testing a little core strength. And then from here we lift the hips up, come high on the toes, reset the feet underneath, nice little back stretch here. And then on an inhale we look up, we just lightly walk up to meet the thumbs here. Exhale, upper body to lower body. Once again, bend the knees if you need to. And then we root the feet down, rise the chest up. And we simply do that one more time just to get the other leg nicely stretched. Don't rush. This is one time yoga for runners or stretch for runners. We don't want speed, right? We just want to move with purpose. Good alignment, good intention here. The other leg goes back. So we're working to open the back leg hip flexor. Yeah, so we stay here. Again, maybe we use the tummy muscles to support the torso. Arms come up, arms float back. Maybe, just maybe, swing the arms up. Wherever you are is a good place to be. We drop the arms down, drop the back knee. Release the back foot. I did not say that on the other side. Release the back foot. Take the hips up and over that bent back left knee. Toes come up. And this is called passive stretch. We want to stay out of the waist and just hinge through the hip here. So not here. It's kind of put strain on the mid back. We want to be long in the chest. You can put 2 pillows here if it's a little much for you. And just come down. So we need nice open hamstrings for good running. And next we'll wake up the core a little bit, right? So I'm letting Agnes take the yoga mat, right? Spoiled dog. Here we go. Plant the hands and bring that front foot to meet the back. This is a regular plank. You don't have to come here. We're just testing things out. You can always bring the knees down, release the feet, and just receive some similar challenge through the torso. So we stay here just a moment, just a little moment longer. And then carefully, using all those great muscles, we release all the way to the floor. So we've just activated the entire core, whole body contracted. And then we look for a little flexibility in the spine. So we just reach up. We don't want to really force this or bring the shoulders up. That's not good alignment. Here at the hands at the chest, we just come up a little. Great strength builder for the upper back. We then can move the wrists down under the elbows, or just maybe slide the thumbs down a little bit. And then with the shoulders away from the ears, legs are strong, we just lengthen out the arms. And that gives us a little more test of flexibility in the back, but wherever you are, great place to be. Excellently done. Here we go, coming all the way down. So another position, and again, these don't have to be done exactly in order. I do recommend a little kind of front bend, leaning forward, or that position against the wall before we start the lunges, because that really opens up the back of the leg in a good way. So this is a reverse plank. I like this one better. I don't know why. Elbows are under the shoulders. And we tuck the back toes, ready to strengthen the leg muscles. And we just lift the hips up. So in this position, we are activating the entire core. And the core is like a corset of muscles from the collarbones all the way down, gosh, to just above the pubic bone. So it's not just the ab area where we look for that little definition at some point, but it's really all of that. And then from here, carefully, we drop the knees, release the feet, and then let the thighs, hips sink back down. Yeah, and if you need a little break here, it's a good time to take it. You can stack your hands, put one of your cheeks down, and just take your time. Maybe go the other way. This is all about you getting some good practices and some good openness as you need them. need it, I should say. So excellently done. So here's a way to open the chest. I mentioned a nice open upper body area to help with that flexible fluid motion in your gait. We can take our hands down by our upper legs, pinky fingers are up, thumbs are down, and we simply lift the head, the chin, the shoulders off, and we just lift the thighs off, brighten the hands, come up a little bit more, opening the chest, and then from here, release the legs, hands are by the chest, and then we come up, ready for a little break. We take what we know in yoga as child's pose. So just coming down, relaxing here. I don't think Agnes is having any trouble relaxing. What do you think? Down here. Well done. So this is a good time to do sort of stretches for the upper body. I'm going to bring my knees together. I have a yoga block, surprise, surprise, but you can just use a pillow if that's better for you. And it's only to give your hips a little elevation. It's not necessary. If you have a lot of flexion in the knees, you can open up your feet and come all the way down. However you feel comfortable. I like a little lift back here. So this is a simple stretch for the upper chest, upper body. So we're going to lift our arms up. This is for me, my left hand. It looks like the right on the reverse camera there, but I'm taking my left hand behind me. I'm going to turn around so you can see the placement. So that hand is behind, so that the pinkies and the thumbs are between your shoulder blades. And then we reach up out of that opposite arm and just bend the elbow. Now we're not looking to touch if they don't naturally touch. So we don't want to do any of this business and then yank our elbows apart. It's just a sort of test here for mobility, flexibility in the shoulders. And then here we just kind of move your arms like a clock, all the way around. I like to place my back arm first, upper arm here, take your time. Yeah, well done. So not a whole lot left in this nice yoga or stretches for runners and walkers. If you're interested in more yoga, if you want to know more about kind of good healthy alignment and strength and flexibility, you can email me and let me know. But for right now, just a few things to help have a safe and fun SpeakUp5k. So another area is we need strength in the pelvis, strong hips. So we're going to take a couple of side planks to encourage that. And how we do that is we come to all fours. There's a couple of levels really quickly. We would take, we've got all fours, so knees are under the hips. From here, we're going to take one knee into midline and open that one shin out. So the knee comes in, open the shin, arm is under the shoulder, stretch one leg behind you and open up. So this is a modified side plank, right? So we're holding here, and the strength bit through the hips comes when you just lift that back leg to 90 degrees. So there's two options I'm going to give you. If you're feeling kind of frisky today, bend the back leg in, open that chest, grab the foot. Nice stretch now for the hip flexor. Careful with the low back. And then we don't want to ever collapse out of a stretch or position. So using the core strength, we just let go of the foot, open it back up, and we come down. So on the next side, I'll show you the other version that's a little bit more, I don't know if advanced is right, but it's just another level. So from here, if you want to go to the next level, going the other side, you would simply come to a full plank, spin on the balls of the feet so that the outside edge of the left or the right back foot is here, and we lift up. And we can do the same thing if you're feeling like you've got the balance. I might not. But we're looking to build strength across the hips, the pelvis, and certainly that stability in the shoulder is important too. And so we'll come down, knees come back to that neutral position. I'll show you a quick, wonderful stretch for the shoulders. We've been busy there too. So we're going to inhale and reach out, take that upper arm, and we call this thread the needle. So we're going to take that arm underneath,
Relax here. This is level 1. Option for a deeper stretch in the shoulders. One more option is to bring that hand that's above your head back around and open the shoulders. And so always we have to equalize our sides here. So let's come up. Yeah. And then the next little area we'll show, it's really traditional kind of calisthenics, if you will, for the abs, strong core I mentioned. We'll finish with the last sort of hamstring stretch, and we'll call it a day. So here we go. We're going to roll the spine down one vertebrae at a time, so all the way down. And this is as simple as it gets. We're going to do a traditional bicycle leg upper body lift. So 10-finger spread, back of the head. Bring your right knee into the chest. Lengthen out the left elbow to right knee and hold. Switch and hold. And we do it for 10, 9, 8. And you can count. So, traditional bicycle, but we take our time to lengthen out the legs here for 2 and 1. Switch and hold. Switch and hold. Both knees in and release down. Well done. Excellent. So one more thing here for the waist and the low pelvis. We lift the head, neck, and shoulders off of the floor of the mat, wherever you are, and just lean to reach to one ankle. So important to kind of work in a number of directions, the core area. Yes? And we just do that a few times and come back down. Arms way up, feels good. Legs come down, feels really good. And we stay here. Nice. Excellent. So if you have a strap or a belt or the tie of a bathrobe, whatever, this is a good time if you would like. You could wrap that around your foot, reach up, and maybe play with pulling the leg to stretch out this hamstring. If you want to take it deeper, you take that bent leg here. If you don't need a strap, you would bend in and grab the foot and pull the leg in this way. Again, just looking to open these strong back of the legs. Those quadriceps are very busy turning over, right? And they bear a lot of weight. If we don't have open opposing sides here, we won't gain access to full strength of the quads. So if you think about it, if you lift up and you're contracting the tummy for strength, you're opening the back, right? So the tummy is contracting strong, the back is open. Same thing kind of with the legs and that movement feeling. So last bit here would be a good time to start to wrap up. There's lots of positions, lots of poses to help with running and walking and good alignment, but we'll end with taking your chin, coming all the way up, a simple seated 2-leg stretch. So we just relax the legs down and we reach the arms up or forward, whichever feels good. But the key here is to bend at the hips, not the waist. So let's do this together. Chest is up. We bend forward. We brighten up the toes. We don't want to stab our legs into the floor, wherever you are. We just brighten up the toes. Lean forward out of the hips, not the waist. I'll say it last time, I promise. Forward. Arms come down. Maybe we can roll the tummy skin up and in, which allows more room for bending. This is a wonderful back of the leg stretch, whole leg from the heel all the way up to the glute and into the outer hips, even the waist and the chest. Well done. And then we'll come up. We'll come to a nice structurally sound seated position. I'm okay today, just crossing my legs in front. An easy seat. If this at all puts some kind of pressure on the low back, you can lift your hips a little. I'll use my block, but a little pillow works, just so your knees can lay open.
And we just kind of finish where we began, right? We finish where we began. And I like to, in the context of walking or running with the finish line in mind, take a minute to close your eyes, inhaling and exhaling to get back to this moment, remembering the small little structural cues: chest above the belly button, shoulders away from the ears, hands are relaxed, elbows soft. And with your eyes closed or just downcast gaze, I want you to picture that end point of any distance you're going, whether it's a 5K like September 11th, whether it's a 10K, longer distances, or honestly to the mailbox. Just kind of picture your body moving easily in whatever pace you have a goal of, with a full heart and a lifted chest, walking easily, running easily, moving toward that finish line. And then I want you to call in the feeling of crossing and finishing your race. That accomplishment, that numbers of steps you laid, the number of miles you laid, but mostly all the good energy you laid on the course and all the preparation, including stretch and yoga for runners. Well, I hope you enjoyed a little discussion, kind of one way, I know. Maybe you enjoyed seeing my puppy. I hope you were able to kind of get some kind of aha moment from the explanations of carriage, where we need to be open and strong and flexible to move with more ease. Yes. So thank you for tuning in. Use this as much as you think will be helpful. And again, if you have any more questions about stretching, yoga for runners, yoga for swimmers, cyclists, whatever, let me know. I'm happy to help you. And remember, let's finish this. See you soon.